Hi, this is Rebecca Lane from Full Sail's Public Speaking Online class, and here is step 2 in how to create slides um, for your classwork in your campus presentations. All right, so step 2. Next, we have to choose an image. Now, in this class, we are looking at image-driven slides. So when we think about glance media, we think about the billboards that we see. The majority of the billboards that we see, the majority of magazine covers that we see, are image-driven. The image is the basis for what we're looking at, and text is layered on top of that image. Text is layered within the negative space, is the word that we will use to call this. So in this video, you're going to learn how to find images that work for your topic, and exactly what kind of images we're looking for. First, you want to make sure you're using high quality images, and the reason we're using high quality images, large images, is because you are going to be using one image to fill the entire slide. Now, if I take a tiny image and I stretch it out to fill that slide, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to be pixelated, right? So we don't want to have a pixelated image because that really doesn't add to our credibility. It makes us look sloppy. So we want to look as good as we possibly can, and the way that we do that is we use high quality images. In this class, and you'll want to write this down, you will want to choose images that are no smaller than 1064 by 768. So 1064 by 768, that's the image size that you are looking for. And that's because that is the resolution of our projector screen. There are several image sources that you can use. One image source you cannot use is Google, and the reason you cannot use Google as your image search engine is because Google doesn't really tag its images very well. It doesn't screen the licenses very well. So you could end up accidentally using an image that is completely not available for your use in any legal sort of way. So we really want to avoid copyright infringement. Now, the reason we have to avoid copyright infringement is because Full Sail is a for-profit university. Because it is for-profit, that means that you have to play by the for-profit rules. Now, if we were at a public university, you could use anything that said Creative Commons, anything at all. But a for-profit university does not have the right to use anything that is considered Creative Commons. It can only use images that are licensed under the commercial Creative Commons. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to join me, if you are watching this in something else, I want you to join me on the internet, and we're going to go to compfight.com. So compfight.com. So when you get to compfight.com, it looks like this. Now, one of the things that you want to think about when you are searching for an image is you want to make sure that you're searching for concrete images as opposed to abstract images. So if I'm going to talk about love, for example, love is an abstract concept. So let's see what happens when I type love into compfight. What kind of images do I get? So I get a whole bunch of different things, right? I might get this little girl. I might get a cat. Somebody loves their cat. So hard to know. We don't have a whole lot of consistency when I type in a concept. A concept is more abstract. Okay, so let's make this a little bit more concrete. So what are some of the images that we are seeing here? Concrete images. So we're seeing hearts. We're seeing kisses. So these are all really concrete, tangible things, actions that we associate with love. So love is a concept. But we associate love with these kinds of things. So what I might have more success with is if I type in heart. So if I type in heart, I'm getting things that are a lot more tangible. There's a heart. Or we could have typed in Cupid, and this is a heart. We'll also get some more variety if we type in hug, right? So we can search for hugs. So here we get a whole bunch of different kinds of hugs. And this is a lot more specific. So remember in our class we talk about speaking using concrete terms. We also want to search for images using concrete terms. So the next thing that I want you to do, your next activity, is to take a look at your thesis statement. Give yourself between 1 and 2 minutes, and I want you to write down every single word that you associate with your thesis topic. If you're talking about sound design, for example, you could write down sound waves, guitar, plugs, amp, board, practice. So you see some of those words are going to be abstract and some of them are going to be concrete. So after you've timed yourself and you've done that random brainstorming exercise, go back and look at your list and take a couple seconds and circle the words that are the most concrete. And so then I want you to go to CompFight and I want you to search for those words. One more step for finding images that you can use. I want to call your attention to these tags. You see, I can choose any license. I can choose Creative Commons. You see it's going to change, and I can choose commercial. Because we are at Full Sail, and because Full Sail is a for-profit university, the only license you may use are those marked as commercial. So when you search for images, make sure that you choose the commercial tag. All right? No other tag will do. This is a chance to bring back in that image size that I mentioned just a moment ago. So you see when I hover over this, it gives me some image sizes. So we have 240 by 194, 500 by 403, 1024 by 826. So which image is the image that is large enough for me to use? Remember, the smallest image we can use is 1064, which means even this large image isn't going to work for me. We want to use the original image. So when I click that, we're going to download that, and it's going to be fantastic. That'll open up. What you also want to do is you want to cite your image. And the way you're going to cite your image is this right here. This right here is kind of mushed with all that HTML code, but you'll see between these two quote marks. So highlight this, we're going to copy it, and I'm going to decide I'm going to use this image of the birds. I think they're pretty cool. So I'm going to call this one, this slide right here, this is going to be my references slide. I'm going to move that up here. We'll fix a little bit of that font later. And right here, I am going to paste this reference. And I'm going to put it at the very, very top of this list because this picture of the birds is going to be on my very first slide. Okay? So we want to cite these images in the order that we are using them. So in order for me to use this image, I am going to have to go where I saved it. And I saved this particular image on my desktop. My desktop's a little bit messy, but I'm pretty sure we can find this. I think I saved it on my desktop. Oh dear. I know it's in my downloads folder. Okay, here we go. So right now, I have one image, and it's right here. All right. So step 3 will be up next, and step 3 is all about inserting text on your slides. All right, let me know if you have questions. Bye.